So in this video I'll just discuss through the main lessons that I learned from running my first ever marathon, which was Chester. I'm Ellis and this is my channel where I'm experimenting multiple video ideas and just trying to enjoy the process as I go along. As you can tell by my channel description, I'm just an average bloke who's looking to document some of the stupid fitness ideas that I have, and trust me, Chester turned out to be one of them. So I started planning this video by thinking, if I was to watch a video like this, what would I want to hear? So I thought the best thing to do was just write down a big list of everything I did learn and then pick the main ones off that list. So moving on to point one, which is what you think will get you through the marathon mentally will change drastically. Before the marathon you think, yeah, you'll just go to these places, them places, I'll think about this, think about that. But when you're actually doing it and you ain't thinking about much, I'll be honest with you, it's just, I've got to take another step, I've got to take another step, and you're thinking everything hurts. All I want to do is stop. So based off that point, one thing that did help me was if I got to the end of that race and I stopped, knowing that I could have carried on, I was choosing to stop, I would have been absolutely gutted. I did have to stop twice for cramp, where I could physically barely run. My right calf was in bits, so I had to stop basically. Stopped, stretched it off, and then carried on the best I could. But getting to the end of that race and knowing I didn't choose to stop, it done me the world of good. I felt amazing for that afterwards. One thing that I did have in my head before the race was when you run past crowds, in previous races what I've done, it gives you the best buzz ever. Say if they're not if they're spaced out and you get one say every 3k or something, it gives you a good little boost every single time. Say the first 3/4 of the race, yeah, every time I passed a station, an aid station or whatever, or where people were cheering, yeah, I got the mad rush that you get, the hairs on the back of your neck stand up and everything. But the last quarter of the race, it didn't matter who was standing on the sideline. It was rough times, seriously. Weirdly, one of the things that did give me that buzz was at the end, we'll say 2k maybe from the end of the race, there's a few hills, which is the last thing you need. But weirdly, when I got to the top of them, I was I've done well. Obviously, I've just banged on about not stopping. I've got to the top without stopping. It spurred me on. I thought, yeah, I just went with it basically. You need to take every little helping hand you can get mentally. So I thought that was a bit weird. A grueling task of running up a hill spurred me on a little bit. So moving on to the second lesson that I learned, and actually I've obviously moved the camera around. I'm just going to try it in a few different places for each point. So yeah, point two is I'd probably have a look at the course beforehand on a map, or get the elevation plot or whatever, just so you know what you're going into. So about 2 weeks before the race, and about a week before the race, I was talking to my mate who had done it with Bales, and he was there's a big hill at the end, there's loads of hills. I would listen to this person say, it's one of the, there's a fair few hills in it, and I thought, can't really do anything about it a week before, can you? Even if it's not known to be a hilly marathon, there's still going to be hills in there. So I've mentioned this because when I was mentally down in the dumps on this one, and I'd go around the corner and see a nice, I think the steady hills, the steady long hills are worse than just the steep short ones. I remember the one time in the race, I turned around this corner and I just thought, God, when I'm absolutely already up there, everywhere's hurting, you just see a nice big hill. Not even big, it's just even the slightest of hills can just kick you when you're down basically. Like I said in the last point, you just need every single little helping hand. So if you know there's a hill around there, or there's a slight incline for the next K, it's already in your head, so you think, yeah, bonus, I know what's coming. It's not going to sting me when I turn this corner and see it there. So I'm in my new destination for point number 3. I'm having to just throw things everywhere and just trying to get it done, because there's a saying on the internet, done is better than perfect, or some box like that. So moving on to point 3, which was my weekly mileage just simply wasn't enough. I could tell in my legs. After halfway I got to obviously 21k, and I say in the video, it's my top half is just disconnected from my bottom half. We're just past about halfway, and honestly my top half of my body feels like it's disconnected from the bottom half. My legs feel like they're somebody else's. It's just someone would give me a dead leg in both legs. I had it in my head as well, because I've run a half marathon in 1 hour 44, so I thought, yeah, I I didn't think it was going to be easy, say, but I thought, yeah, I should be alright, especially to like 30k, considering I'd done like my longest run was like 35k or something. I thought, just put 2 and 2 together and I'll considering my longest run was like 35k, I thought, I've got a decent pace over a half marathon, 35k longest run, but no. I put it down to my weekly mileage because obviously I've done that distance in one run, being 35k, but like I think just to build up a fatigue in my legs, that's what done me over the most. That happened about 25k. The first 10, 15, 20k felt great. I'm just dreading to think the first 12k is going like that. How slow the last 12k is going to be. But we'll worry about that when we get there. So that's another little thing. I wouldn't get your hopes up before 30k. Every running YouTube channel or YouTuber bangs on about the race starts at 30k. Yeah, it does. I learnt that the hard way as well. When I said about my weekly mileage not being enough, like for some stupid reason, on my training plan, I was just rejumbling different runs. So I weren't doing like an interval on a Tuesday because I'd done a long run on the Sunday. I thought, nah, I know I can run at the pace because I've done that half marathon. So I thought, I don't need to do it. That definitely gets you used to running on tired legs, which is obviously what you need. And one thing that didn't help was, I know this is stupid, but my peak week was the week before the marathon. I've done 61k, which one, probably isn't enough, and two, it shouldn't be the week before, you should taper. But I did plan to, but like 2 weeks before, the long run, we didn't do. So we had to do it on the Monday, and basically that's why it was 61, because I'd done one long run on the Monday, and then the Sunday, I'd done a decent run again, which is why it added up to 61, but they're all just lessons that you can take into the next one, I suppose. My own stupid fault. This is just something to think about, like, I got through that marathon, I wanted to stop so much. But like, it's a big achievement, it's like 1% of the world and all that, finish a marathon. But if I've managed to go all that way without stopping, mentally, I want to stop, no chance. Mentally, I want to stop, no chance. Carried on. Goes into different aspects of life where you would never imagine. Like, if this video makes one person decide to do a marathon, then I'll be more than happy with that. So if you've made it this far and actually want a visual representation of what it all looks like, or if you want to just see me in a bit of pain, then go and watch the actual marathon video on my channel.